Ladies and gentlemen, there are no permanent friends and enemies in politics. We know that. And our top lead is proving that. In a reverse swing that has stunned many, the Prime Minister has done a Rahul Gandhi on Rahul Gandhi. The Prime Minister has invoked the name of Rahul's weapon of choice, Adani and Ambani, and did a counter-strike on the Congress party. Listen in to what he has said.
जब से उनका राफेल वाला मामला ग्राउंडेड हो गया, तब से उन्होंने एक नई माला जपना शुरू किया। 5 साल से एक ही माला जपते थे। 5 उद्योगपति, 5 उद्योगपति, 5 उद्योगपति। फिर धीरे धीरे कहने लगे अंबानी अडानी, अंबानी अडानी, अंबानी अडानी। लेकिन जब से चुनाव घोषित हुआ है, इन्होंने अंबानी अडानी को गाली देना बंद कर दिया। जरा ये शाहजादे घोषित करें कि इस चुनाव में ये अंबानी अडानी से कितना माल उठाया है, काले धन के कितने बोरे भर करके रुपये मारे हैं, क्या टेम्पो भर करके नोटे कांग्रेस के लिए पहुंची है, क्या सौदा हुआ है। आपने रातों रात अंबानी अडानी इनको गाली देना बंद कर दिया।
Okay, news just breaking in. We are getting a response from Rahul Gandhi on the Prime Minister's Adani strike as well. It's been posted on his Twitter handle. Let's quickly listen in.
नमस्कार मोदी जी, थोड़ा सा घबराए गए क्या? नॉर्मली आप बंद कमरों में अदानी जी, अंबानी जी की बात करते हो। पहली बार आपने पब्लिक में अदानी, अदानी, अंबानी बोला। और आपको ये भी मालूम कि ये टेम्पो में पैसा देते हैं। क्या ये आपका पर्सनल एक्सपीरियंस है क्या? एक काम कीजिए, सीबीआईडी को इनके पास भेजिए ना, पूरी जानकारी करिए, इंक्वायरी कराइए, जल्दी से जल्दी कराइए, घबराइए मत मोदी जी। और मैं देश को फिर से दोहरा के कह रहा हूँ, जितना पैसा नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने इनको दिया है ना, उतना ही पैसा हम हिंदुस्तान के गरीब लोगों को देने जा रहे हैं। महालक्ष्मी योजना, पहली नौकरी पक्की योजना, इन योजनाओं के माध्यम से करोड़ों लाखपति बनाएंगे हम। इन्होंने 22 अरबपति बनाए हैं, हम करोड़ों लाखपति बनाएंगे।
Now, interestingly, the Prime Minister made the remarks about Mukesh Ambani and Gautam Adani, both Gujaratis, a day after Gujarat finished voting. And he made these comments in Telangana, a Congress-ruled state where Revant Reddy had signed MOUs worth 12,040 crore rupees with the Adanis. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Adani and Mr. Ambani are not just the 2 richest people in India, but they are also the 2 richest people in the world. While Mr. Ambani has a net worth of $112 billion, Mr. Adani's net worth is just short of $80 billion. Their conglomerates contribute massively to the country's growth and provide jobs to lakhs of people. Let's never forget that. The Reliance industry alone employs nearly 4 lakh people, and the number would be much, much higher if we take into account its subsidiaries. The Adani Group has a workforce of over 43,000, and this number will increase if you take a look at the number of people they employ in their subsidiaries. But the success of Mr. Ambani and Mr. Adani has clearly come at a cost. Is it right for politicians to drag businessmen in for political point scoring? The Congress has claimed for a while now that the 8,200 crore rupees that the BJP has got as electoral bonds from corporates is in return for 4 lakh crore they have got in. Let me just say this once again. The Congress for a while has been claiming that all the money, 82,000 crore rupees that the BJP has got as electoral bonds from corporates, they have got it in return for the 4 lakh crore rupees that these corporates have got in contracts. So there's a quid pro quo according to the Congress party. Now, here's the interesting thing. Today, the Prime Minister has said that Rahul Gandhi has actually stopped for a while speaking about Mr. Adani and Mr. Adani in his election speeches. Is that strictly correct? Ladies and gentlemen, the Congress Party did a fact check for the BJP and the Prime Minister by releasing a bite bet. Can we quickly listen into that, please?
हिंदुस्तान का धन लेकर इन्होंने 22 लोगों को जेब में डाला। अदानी, अंबानी इन लोगों के जेब में। हमने मनरेगा योजना दी, कहते हैं गरीबों को आलसी बना रहे हैं। किसान का कर्जा माफ होता है, कहते हैं देखो बिगाड़ दिया किसानों को। अदानी को लाखों करोड़ रुपए दिया जाता है, वो नहीं बिगड़ता। देश के सारे एयरपोर्ट, सारे पोर्ट्स, इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर, डिफेंस इंडस्ट्री, सारी की सारी इन्होंने एक को पकड़ा दी। अदानी जैसे लोग हैं जिनकी आंख आपकी जमीन पर, आपके जंगल पर और आपके जल पर है, और ये नरेंद्र मोदी जी के खास मित्र हैं। आपको निर्णय लेना है, या अदानी की सरकार बनानी है, मोदी की सरकार बनानी है, मोदी और अदानी जी की, या फिर किसानों की बनानी है, गरीबों की बनानी है।
My guest this evening, Tushar Gupta, political analyst, joining us on the broadcast. Jasmine Sandhwalia is a BJP spokesperson with us as well. And Lloyd Matthias is a business strategist. Mathew Antony is, again, spokesperson of the Congress Party. And Madhavan Narayan is a senior journalist. Gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us on the broadcast. Tushar, I'm going to start with you. Forget the fact that I'm a little perplexed as to why the Prime Minister did a Rahul Gandhi on Rahul Gandhi. I want to ask you, where was the need to put out something that is factually incorrect? The fact is, we've just seen it on 2nd of May, on 3rd of May, on 4th of May, on 5th of May, on 7th of May. Rahul Gandhi across the country in rally after rally is talking about Mr. Adani and Mr. Ambani. So where is the need for the Prime Minister to say, ye to bolna band kar diya, zarur koi secret deal hua hai?
No, the hypocrisy that the Prime Minister was pointing out of Rahul Gandhi is that for the last a year and a half, probably more, Rahul Gandhi has been accusing the centre of giving favors to Ambani and Adani. But the question is that when in Telangana, why was the first MOU that the new CM, Revanth Reddy, signed was with the Adani enterprise? Why is it in Tamil Nadu, DMK, a key alliance partner of the Congress, is very happy to sign MOUs with the Adani group? So I think the Prime Minister was hinting at the hypocrisy where he was, that is in Telangana, when he spoke about Adani and Ambani. Because Rahul Gandhi can't go around the town accusing the Gujarat government getting favors from Adani or Ambani or from the corporates. But when you have them in Telangana, of course, you have to ask those tough questions. That it's okay for you to abuse the corporates when you're outside your states, but within your states, you're happy to get those investments. So I think that's the hypocrisy that the Prime Minister pointed out.
Lloyd Matthias, is the Prime Minister pointing out or attacking the hypocrisy that Tushar is talking about? Or is he actually today attacking the Ambanis and the Adanis? I mean, look at his statement. The statement is certainly not being kind to the Ambanis and the Adanis. And this is a business-friendly Prime Minister. And he's talking about two Gujaratis.
Thank you, Shreya. I think bringing business into the political domain, especially around election times, is nothing but empty rhetoric, right? And I think clearly on both sides of the political fence, I think it just doesn't make sense. You're actually vitiating by making kind of false allegations. I think if there is clear examples of crony capitalism, if it can be proved that there is a deep nexus, I think this should certainly be brought into the public domain, right? And not just at election time, but at any time. So if a government is seen to be closely involved or deeply entwined with a business, I think that's totally within a political jurisdiction of the opposition to bring it out. But just making baseless allegations, just kind of using industrial names, Ambani, Adani, at various times, even other industrialists, I think just vitiates the atmosphere. And in that sense, I think it's a complete no-no. I mean, one has to respect the fact that businessmen play a role in our polity. The fact that, they provide jobs, employment, and making these random allegations without substantiation just vitiates the atmosphere. I think it's completely wrong. And I believe both parties in this stand equally in the dock.
Jasmine, why did the Prime Minister say what he said?
Sorry, Shreya, was that for me?
We didn't hear you,
No,
Shreya.
that was for Jasmine, if she heard me.
No, I didn't hear you. Can you
I
repeat the
apologize.
question,
Jasmine,
please?
if you can hear me,
Yeah.
why did the...
I can hear you now. I can hear you now.
Yes, Jasmine, I can. Why did the
Yeah.
Why did the Prime Minister say what he said?
Well, the
It's
Prime
fairly
Minister
perplexing to me because he's someone who's known to be close to the Adanis and the Ambanis.
You see, the Prime Minister has made a statement, and a very right statement, I would say, to unveil the Hippocratic face of Priyanka Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi. Because here is, if let me quote that Rajiv Gandhi as a Prime Minister had a substantial close relationship with Dhirubhai Ambani, and the first contract in Gujarat was given during Indira Gandhi's regime as a Prime Minister to Dhirubhai Ambani. So the Congress, especially the dynastic family of the Gandhis, has had a long relationship with the Ambanis, and their empire has not come up suddenly during the BJP's 10-year decades rule. It has been growing across 3 decades or nearly 4 decades. And if you notice, on the 3rd of January in 2023, Priyanka Gandhi, while welcoming her brother in the Bharat Jodo Yatra in Uttar Pradesh, had very strongly made a statement saying that politicians in India are bought by Adani and Ambani, and my brother is a warrior and he has not been bought. And this was a very serious allegation. In fact, she went ahead and even said that the media has been bought by the two big industrial houses. Now, suddenly, if you notice, there is the silence. There is a kind of an airy silence. The way Rahul Gandhi would open his mouth in the last 10 years, a decade, in the parliament or in any speech, he would gun for these people. But there is suddenly a bonhomie between them, even if you have showed certain statements where he has made statements saying that the Ambanis and Andanis are looting us. He should not forget that his government, when is in power in Rajasthan, it is okay to sign an MOU with them. In Telangana, it's all right. In Himachal Pradesh, it is all right. Why does suddenly this
Jasmine,
double
all that is very
happen?
well. Jasmine, just a minute. All that is very well. All that is very well. All that is very well. I'll just let Mathew Antony, spokesperson of the Congress party, respond to you. But the fact is that businesses are supposed to flourish in this country because businesses give employment to lakhs and lakhs of people. Mr. Adani and Mr. Ambani are responsible for employing lakhs and lakhs of people in this country. Now, Mr. Rahul Gandhi has had the stand he has had. All right. It may suit him politically. But has the Prime Minister fallen under Rahul Gandhi's pressure? That's my sense. Mathew Antony, would you want to respond to that?
Shreya, it's really good the way in which you have presented the entire matter. It is commendable in terms of putting the facts together. Now, let me come to this. Shehenshah Prime Minister is finding the pressure. He's like a captain of an abandoned ship in the sea. He has no narrative, so he's going here and there every day. Now, he has given a testimonial that, from his experience, that he has received funds in tempo. And he is also saying that Adani and Ambani are looting this country. So he has received money, and we have proven testimonials of earlier statements of diaries of Birla as well as Sahara, where the Prime Minister himself, when he was the Gujarat CM, has received 40 crores each. So he knows how the cash is being handled. Now, because he has very clearly told it comes in tempos, we don't know because we are not in rule. It comes in tempos, it has to be counted, and then they are looting this country and all this money with them. Now, he is the one who has made the statement. So you'll have to ask the BJP people. Now, BJP people is making this statement right now. It is like lying down and spitting into the air. It comes back to them. Now, we have no disagreement in terms of the business people creating employment and all other things. What we have disagreed with you is that the only money which is going to them is only to them, and the rest of the country is becoming poorer and poorer day by day. We don't see the BJP nor the Shehenshah Prime Minister addressing the real issues of unemployment, which is a major issue. We don't see him addressing the issue of price rise. You know the fact that none of the BJP workers are not able to go for campaign because the public are asking about these issues and they don't have an issue.
Absolutely.
BJP campaigned with Prajwal Revanna, and there is no question of any response from. Even Jasmine is a woman, and what is the response from her, on a Prajwal Revanna matter, where the evidence is ample and there, and BJP has a complete silence on that one. Smriti Irani is not responding. People are seeing it. People are asking these questions. Not us alone. And our narrative is very clear.
Okay.
We are providing employment. We are providing a response to the price rise. We are providing a lot of other things in our narrative. So the narrative is getting shifted, and BJP, Modi is completely out of a narrative. He doesn't have anything to he doesn't have anything to address the current issues. He's just going out from here and there, randomly
But Mr.
picking up
Antony,
issues, and that's what is happening right now.
Absolutely wrong.
Okay, he may be randomly picking up issues. I don't think he's randomly picking up issues because the Prime Minister doesn't do anything randomly. We know that, but I'll let Tushar respond. Tushar, please go ahead.
Firstly, the Congress left their government in 2014 with double-digit inflation touching as high as 12.2% if you look at the annual percent change in CPI year on year. So let me fact check the previous panelist on that. Number two, the panelist says we're not opposed to businesses and all that. Page number 28 of the manifesto of the Congress, point number 9, we are opposed to monopolies and crony capitalism. They've already made a case against Adani and Ambani in their manifesto. Are you going to disagree that Adani and Ambani?
No, we are against crony capitalism. We are against monopolism.
Monopolies. I'm sorry. Page number 28, point number 9, you've written monopolies. Your leader is going around town saying,
we are against that.
Please hold on, sir. Please, I did not interrupt you. You won't interrupt me. The Congress also gave money to Adani
Can
and
we
Ambani.
just put Tushar and Mathew Antony on the screen, please? Can we put Tushar and Mathew Antony on the screen, please? Tushar, go ahead.
Let's fact check a few things, Shreya. Very importantly, since you, again, love numbers. Between FY07 and FY12, the 10 biggest enterprises in India had a credit growth of 40% CAGR, 40%. You know which was the number one enterprise on the list? Adani Enterprises. So let's not pretend as if during the Congress government, Adani Enterprise was not getting money from the banks as a loan and to repay it back by generating employment and whatever businesses he was running. Rahul Gandhi says that post 2014, whatever money that has been given to Ambani and Adani, we'll give that money to the poor people of India. The banks are giving out loans to Adani and Ambani because they can pay them back. These are not charity. The banks do not give money to businesses as charity. What Rahul Gandhi confuses it is charity. That is my problem. Rahul Gandhi says, जितना पैसा उनको दिया अब आपको मिलेगा, तो आप क्या अडानी और अंबानी एंटरप्राइज को बंद कर देंगे? जो उद्योगपति बिजनेस चलाने के लिए बैंक से कर्जा लेते हैं, बैंक को वापस करते हैं, आप उन बिजनेसेस को पैसा नहीं देंगे, आप गरीबों में बांटेंगे? You think that by giving 100,000 rupees per year to women, you are helping them. You're not. You're only going to create rural inflation. If I, Shreya, give 1 lakh rupees, everyone does not become richer by 1 lakh rupees. That's not how economics works.
But look at what the Prime Minister himself has said about India's two richest men. Is there an overnight deal? Ye kala dhan aa raha hai kahan se? Look at what he's saying. I'm wondering how the stock market is going to respond tomorrow, and I'll come to Mathew Antony on that. But 20 seconds to the Congress spokesperson before that.
So let me tell you this, that we have asking the specific questions to the Prime Minister. Let's assume that the Congress government was thrown out of corruptions, and let us assume that Congress government in 2014 was thrown out for inflations. Prime Minister Modi made a statement that he will bring 15 lakhs to the people by bringing in the black money into this country. I can prove you the statement. I'll tweet it to you after this. I'll put an X into the statement with his recording. I will, since you're in factual thing, I will put it back to you in a public forum. Second is, when the dollar price and the petrol price was at 60, when the petrol price was 70 and the international price was around 113, he made a promise to the people that he will bring the prices down to 50. And now the international prices are 84, and we also had the windfall of 53 during the Russian oil purchase time, whereas the price come down. It is only going up. And he said he needs 50 days. Now it is 3,650 days given to him. He said about,
Let's get back. Let's get back to the debate. Let's just get back to the debate.
I'm getting into the debate because you called us out on 7 years. I'm calling out on 10 years promises which is made by Modi.
Okay.
Absolute lies to the people.
I'm fairly certain right now. Okay. Mr. Mathew Antony, I'm fairly certain that Mr. Ambani and Mr. Adani are sitting in their rooms scratching their heads wondering humne kiya kiya. That we have gotten dragged in. Rahul Gandhi was bagged enough. He's taking our name every day in election rallies. Now we have the Prime Minister as well doing the same.
I think, Shreya, let's first give some credit to both Mr. Gautam Adani and Mukesh Ambani. they are smart enough not to scratch their heads. So they know exactly what's going on. They know how politicians behave of whatever hue. It's your job and mine to look beyond not only the smart industrialists who are quiet at this juncture, and also the party spokespersons who shout and counter shout, or party apologists who throw all sorts of logics and numbers. Let's take a deep breath, and since you've given me the last sort of opportunity, I have to take into account all that has been said previously in the show to illustrate some points. First of all, you have yourself fact-checked very clearly that it's not as if Rahul Gandhi has shut up about Adani or Ambani. So even during this election campaign, this is very much on. Now, he's talking about Jal Jangan Zameen being taken away by government action or by Mr. Modi's action to favor crony, industrialists. There's a difference between crony capitalism and capitalism, where crony capitalism by definition means something non-transparent or biased in public spending or use of public sector banks like State Bank of India or LIC of India to buy shares or give loans in a way that is disproportionate to a lot of other players, and whether there is contracts have been awarded through winks and nudges. These are all matters that require investigation. The allegations of crony capitalism are there, but only a proper commission can investigate these matters. You and I cannot sit in judgment in 10-minute shows to do this.
And many people can say SEBI did its investigation in Hindenburg. A clean chit was given to Mr. Andani. So Mr. Rahul Gandhi has no right to keep putting it out. But just get to Madhavan Narayan, can I just ask you for perspective on why Mr. Modi has said what he said, given the fact that he's a Prime Minister who's business friendly?
I think it's
this was, as I said, a reverse swing that has at least surprised me, if not many.
No, I think it's very important to understand. I was quoting George Bernard Shaw today in another show, which says, George Bernard Shaw says, political necessities can become political mistakes. And as we know from the electoral bonds outcome, 8,000 odd crores were given to the BJP, out of which two companies were actually by acquisition or by business relationship very close to Adani's and Ambani's, which critics will say are front companies for them. So there has been some money. Now, whether there is quid pro quo or not is not something that we can establish easily, although the opposition parties are pointing to specific contract times and the contributions. So the allegations are there that require investigation. They are in the public domain that you and I in the media can comment on, or people elsewhere can comment on. It's a part of the political process, including on whether you're spending on airports instead of healthcare and stuff like that. Now, these are public issues in which requirement is there. Mr. Modi is under compulsion because of allegations from Congress to distance himself from the allegations of a nexus with fellow Gujarati industrialists. And the Telangana deal, MOU, is an opportunity for him to distance himself. Just as Congress is distancing itself from Sam Pitroda, Mr. Modi is distancing himself from Adani's. Now, that is a critical point. Now, Congress, because they are running election campaigns in favor of the poorer voters, are emphasizing more on inflation, women's safety, and jobs, so that they attract votes, because those allegations on Adani's are now sort of passé for them. Now, Mr. Modi is distancing himself because it has certainly hurt his image, especially after the electoral bonds verdict, which very clearly triggered public. I've been watching memes and jokes, and I sense a lot of public mood in which Mr. Modi is being questioned. Although there are also people talking in favor of Mr. Modi. Now we are having a very healthy debate, but in very unhealthy language, if I may say so. Mr. Modi is emphasizing more on Congress and what it does badly, rather than his own performance. That is one thing in the public domain that all of us can measure. Because every speech is more about Congress than about
Mr. Narayan.
Now, go on.
That's true. So was the statement, Mr. Narayan, I'm out of time. It's 8:32. I'm out of time. Was Mr. Modi's statement today about Mr. Adani and Mr. Ambani out of pressure from the Congress party and the campaign that the Congress has built that seems to be pro-poor, possibly by the looks of it? My point is,
absolutely,
and what I'll probably be watching is if true. my point is, if Mr. Modi repeats this 2 more times, I wonder what this does to Adani shares and Reliance shares. I'm just waiting to watch that. You're someone who tracks that. We'll see you again tomorrow if it happens. We'll leave this there for the moment. Thank you, Mr. Narayan. I know you have lots to say. Kal baat karenge. Mathew Antony, thank you very much. Lloyd Matthias, thank you. Jasmine, thanks. And Tushar Gupta, thank you very much. It was a good chat. Thanks so much.